Good evening, welcome, Sat Shri Akal. Welcome to Mindfulness with Ru. Mindfulness with Ru is a show about mindful talks with people who are the trailblazers, who are the pioneers, the innovators, who have done something peculiar, who have done something very important in the society. And today it's a very auspicious day. It's as we all are celebrating the 75th Independence Day. So I'm congratulating my fellow citizens on this Independence Day. Today in Mindfulness with Dhruv, I have a very special guest, Dr. Rajesh Lakanpal from Punjab. Dr. Rajesh is a medical practitioner, a writer, researcher, and a very insightful soul, a visionary with a mission in life. He's a person who's always very busy, not only with his work, but always like engulfed by people who come to him for advice, suggestions, and he's always ready to help them. So let us talk to Dr. Rajesh Lakanpal and know what is his mission in life, how he wishes to give back to the society, what were his inspirations so far, what was his journey so far. Welcome, Dr. Lakanpal. Welcome to Mindfulness with Ru. It's my
It's my
pleasure to have
pleasure.
you here with my on my show.
It's my pleasure and an honor for me. Thank you so much.
I am honored, sir, that you like got a little bit of time from your busy schedule and you agreed to come today for this show. I know you are a very busy man, though you are very humble to accept it. Okay, so just let us start with the journey. Like, where did it start? What inspired you? Like, and I really like in detail want to know about your childhood.
Okay. I wish all the viewers a very happy 75th Independence Day. It's a great day for all of us. And my childhood started here at Mukeria. I was born at Mukeria. I have a very rich family legacy. As the issue is on the Independence Day, there was little contribution from our family also in this struggle of independence. I still remember a poem which my dad used to recite, and every time he used to recite this poem, he was arrested by the police. I just remember a few lines from that, and I will like to recite here.
Please go ahead.
जब पुरियां करके मुझको पेड़ों से बांधा जाएगा और गर्म आहन से मेरे होंठों को दागा जाएगा, ऐ वतन उस वक्त भी मैं तेरे नगमे गाऊंगा, तेरे नगमे गाऊंगा और आग पर सजा.
Wow.
The meaning of the poem is that when I will be stripped off and when batons will be on my back and I will be tied to trees, my lips will be burnt with red hot irons. At that time of life also, I will recite songs of nationalism, songs of great personalities who are contributing to the freedom struggle, and there will be no harm if my life is sacrificed for this cause. That is
Wonderful,
what
wonderful.
that is what freedom was in our family at that time. What
Mhm.
freedom meant. Apart from this, regarding my family, I am having history for my four generations who are in Mukeria. My great grandfather got an opportunity to listen to a discourse by Swami Dayanandji of Gurdaspur. That single lecture brought huge change in his lifestyle. After discussions here with his friends, he took up some missions in his life. And at that time, first thing he did was establishing Arya Samaj in Mukeria. And the mission which was guided by Swami Dayanand at that time was women education. While women education in that era was considered a sin in society, he took up the initiative, and the first thing as contribution to the society was a school for girls in Mukeria. That school is still functioning and doing good, very good. When this mission came up, then the next task was, why should boys be lagging?
Sure.
And in this phase, he took up that issue that same facility, rather better facility, should be provided to boys. So there was no school in near vicinity of Mumbai.
Mhm.
Students were supposed to go to Hoshiarpur or Kanpur or Missoula for securing their basic education. So he started with AS Senior Secondary School. He's the founder of that institution. And so much was the dedication of the person that when he was on his deathbed, he asked the principal of the school, "Is our school recognized now?"
Wow.
That was the dedication at that time, his last
True.
words. In next generation, my grandfather took up the mission and he continued to serve. And he had fancy towards gardening and agriculture also. He took those missions. And my father was a highly educated person. He joined the profession. We are in this profession of medical for 4 generations, and now my kids in 5th generation have joined me. My grandfather continued with the medical education, medical services here in Bulgaria. Then my father, at that time, the courses were of Hakim. It was Unani pathy which was prevalent. And my father won gold medal from Lahore. In pursuit of his academics, he continued his studies and he won PhD way back in 1962 from Punjab University when his own guide was MA at that time.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So my
So,
childhood
like it
was,
was in the family. So now I have
yes,
understood this insight has come from the family.
yeah. So this culture, these blessings came from my family, and it's well said that the family atmosphere is the one which imparts maximum to the generations. So I am blessed in that way.
So, like Unani medicine, you were telling me about, in which
Yeah,
your father was involved in. So, I hope or I guess that that is why you chose the field of Ayurveda. You were quite interested
that,
in those fields.
that's very true. I'm more interested in herbs also. So
Okay.
and so I was a keen fellow to know more and more about herbs. So it was in blood. So I opted for that, and I'm fully
Mhm.
satisfied with that also.
Right. So, being a doctor, and especially like a doctor of Ayurveda, so what kind of lifestyle changes have you observed in all these years? Like, I know this thing that throughout the day, like many people come and visit you. You're always busy. I've never seen you like sitting like alone or idle at your clinic. So, you talk to a lot of people, I know. So, what kind of lifestyle changes do they discuss, or what have you observed so far?
Definitely. Apart from being a pathy for curing ailments, Ayurveda teaches how to live so that we
Mhm.
are not sick at all. When
Yes.
we enter Ayurvedic colleges, there is a word, what's the mission of Ayurveda? What for Ayurveda? So I still remember a few Sanskrit lines which we used to say at that time. Swasthasya swasthya rakshanam cha aturasya vikar proshmanam cha. So the first line is, it's the maintenance of the health of healthy persons. And second part is to cure the ailment of the sick persons. So maintenance of health, that is more important so that we don't fall ill at all. And there is a single line for stay close to nature and obey natural laws.
This, I think, during pandemic, we all have understood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So changes in lifestyle, like what kind of changes have
Yes.
you observed?
Mm, Now this society is growing materialistic society. And being a materialistic society, there are tensions and always frustrations and huge rush for power and nothing else. Every success is supposed to be counted in material gains. It's not like that. Success comes from different quarters. Anything that gives you pleasure. that fills your mind with the contentment, with accomplishments. That's successful. And that calls for celebrations. So in Ayurveda, we teach all these things that right from the beginning, what we are supposed to do, we have to come up with a prayerful mind, at peace, do regular exercises, have light meals, and then go to job. Whatsoever we are supposed to do, we should do it thoroughly with true sincerity in the profession. My father used to say, Sunny, don't run after money. Money is a byproduct. Run after perfection. When you are perfect in doing something, money will flow automatically. There will be no bound on that, no restriction on that. And in my life, I have felt that to be very true aspect of life. It's the work and it's the perfection. It's the lifestyle. It's your thinking. It's in Ayurveda. I was studying a few days ago the concept of detoxification, and we usually do detoxification of the body, and that's primary step in Ayurveda. We give medicines to expel toxins. But what are the causes for the toxins to enter the body? That's a more important question. And it's not only the body that's filled with toxins. There are environmental toxins. There are emotional toxins. There are mental toxins. Number of fields in which a human being is rearing up, all of them have their own toxins. And we have to detoxify our body, mind, soul, everything from all these toxins so that we are pure and pious at home.
I
That is
was like
Ayurvedic
about to
lifestyle.
come to this point because I still remember like when I first met you. So like a normal, conversation of a patient and doctor. Doctors usually ask that, okay, what happened, or we explain the thing, the problem to them. But when I discussed something with you, you started asking me certain questions that about like the emotional well-being and everything. I was very shocked that nobody has ever asked me such questions, especially the doctors. Like you were asking about like do you how often do you get angry, like the ups and downs and the emotional like imbalance in the and everything, and then you told me about those vat pitta kapha and everything, that these are actually the problems.
These three things have their own characteristics. The person, we call it as Prakriti, and Prakriti is with birth. We can't change it. And the person who is having some of ideal Prakritis, let it be war, he will be very sharp, very intellect person. And he will always plan, keep on planning, doing this, doing that, and he will be subjected to the problems also, which are for the hectic reasons, hectic lifestyle. In pit, we are furious, full of anger, emotional upsets, and same similar problems come in. In cup, we are sedentary, we postpone the things, we don't wish to do anything. Let it be done, we will see these things come up. So that's very true. When you see pulse of a person, we can imagine what type of the person is. We get some hints from them, and we have to cure them.
Yes. So, I personally feel that it's very wonderful, like this treasure, this Ayurveda, this treasure of Ayurveda we already had in our country. But then, like, if we talk about the general, or even if I talk about my own self, that I came to know about it in detail from people like you, and then I started exploring it on internet and everywhere. But actually, this belongs to us, so we should be knowing it in detail, these terminologies, and how like from the emotional like a state of matters, how it actually concludes that what is the problem with your body. Otherwise we always ignore the emotional well-being. What do you feel about it?
Yes, very true. It's the emotions. Know your hormones, and you can cure the body with hormones. And it's the mood of the person. Whenever a person is happy, you can just judge from his face he's very happy today. When a person is sad, you can ask him what's the reason today you are sad. Why these changes come on the face? There are moods, and the reason is his mental makeup. His mind is working on those lines. His mind is not happy. His mind is sad, or he is happy in the mental state. That reflects on his face. And with these changes, certain hormones are released in the body. And those hormones give you a feeling of well-being. Whenever you have no doubts about your cure and you feel you will be fine in a day or two, you will see you are cured in a day or two. And whenever you are down, now I am sick, now I don't know how long it will take, it takes a longer time to get cured for that. So it's the mental state which matters a lot in Ayurveda. And there are means also how to improve upon the mental state.
Okay.
And those means are, first, live in a company that provides you positivity. Anybody who provides negativity to you should shun the company, because everybody is attracted towards negativism very quickly. Doing nothing is the best thing he can do. And to be in company of positive persons, you gain much qualities, much confidence, how to act, how to lead life. They give you number of options, and now it's for you. Nobody else can work for you. You have to work for your own self, and nobody can be parallel to you. You are a unique personality. There is no companion, no comparison with you. Every individual in this universe, he has his own plus, his own minus. He should recognize them. And instead of recognizing the shortcomings, if he starts recognizing his positive points and keeps on adding them, life gives him a different platform.
So true. So that is why, like, I see so many people always sitting around you because they get those vibes, those positive vibes from you, and the life lessons, of course. Even like, I really like want to tell this to the viewers that whenever like anybody goes to Dr. Lakanpal and talks for a while, they really feel a kind of change. It's not only about your health or that he's a doctor, then he'll cure you of something. Suggestions, life suggestions, every kind of suggestions he has. So very motivating person, very positive, very insightful person. All right. So yes, very rightly said by you that positivity, yes, it matters. And one more thing, like you said that if somebody asks you, like I was listening to Murari Bapu once, and he was saying this, speaking this poetry कि अगर वो पूछ ले हमसे कि किस बात का गम है, तो किस बात का गम है अगर वो पूछ ले हमसे. So it's very true that somebody, ask us that why are you unhappy or what is the problem with you.
Yes, emotions need a vent. They are not to be blocked. If you try to block your emotions, and you become an introvert personality, and introvert personalities always land in depression and psychic problems. Any problem with anybody in this universe must be shared, at least with persons who are his confident persons. And when problem is shared, then one thing comes in mind. He knows my problem, he will solve it. And if he is not there, he will seek some solution for us. And third is, divine help is always with you, because God can never be harsh to anybody. He is our Father, and Father is never harsh to anybody. So when divinity comes in, all issues are resolved. There is nothing wrong, there is nothing wrong.
I totally agree with this point. So, so we came to know about your inspiration, that your grandfather, your father, they inspired you, and like how can we ignore Alka ma'am here? So we want to know more about her. So, like, how did this journey start with your better half?
Uh, yes, it's a nice story. The issue was that it was very common that you just go and meet the girl. If she's good, you can select. If she's not good, you can go for other. But I talked to my father. I said, I will never reject any of the girls in my life. Whomsoever you let me know that she is the best life partner for you, I will say yes. And I did it. He met Alika. He came to
Mhm.
me and he introduced that she's the girl. I think she's good for you. I said, okay. So we were husband and wife. But till now, I've always felt she is the greatest motivator for me. She keeps on motivating me do this, do this. This is the way to do it. Have no worries. I am here. I will support you. Uh, all those matters which are turning points in life, they are paid by her as support to me. And that's my best of luck in my life, best thing that I got, best gift my that she is my life.
And she also belongs to like the field of education. So she's also running a school of her own.
Yes, she is a MA in English, and prior to coming down to Makeria and joining me, she was teaching in a convent school at Gurdas.
Okay.
So she has carried on this profession, and I don't think anybody who comes in her contact is fully satisfied.
So, viewers, Dr. Rajesh Lakhanpal doesn't only practice medicine, but he is a writer and researcher also. And recently, he got his first book published. The name of the book is The Pole Star. And believe you me that when once you open that book, you get a feel that this book must be written by somebody who belongs to the field of literature, or some kind of having some kind of expertise on literature. And whereas he says that no, I've got no like formal expertise on literature or anything, but he writes wonderful poetry. And this book, I would suggest you to like, it's available on Amazon, The Pole Star by Dr. Rajesh Lakhanpal. You must read it. Like once you open it and read the first page, the first few lines will give you an idea that this is by some expert. So I really want to know more about this book, that like and this love for literature, how did it start?
Uh, my love for literature is a blessing from my father. He started with a college at our residence, and that was International College for Women. All the educated elite persons used to visit our home in that connection, and I had some fancy towards literature right from there. As far as poetry or writing something is concerned, these are mood swings what I have observed in life. Sometimes you are attracted towards poetry, sometimes towards prose, sometimes towards novel stories. All these things do come up. Um, I was just writing a couplet in Hindi, and after completing that, I sent it to one of the authors of Abhinav Imrose was the magazine, and he immediately called me back. He said, "Sir, my magazine was in print. I have stopped it, and the one poem you wrote, I'm going to get it printed on the back page of that magazine." And he did that, and he sent a copy to me. I just remember one from that, one stanza from that. संग तराश ने न जाने कितनी चोटें मारी होंगी. संग means stone. संग तराश ने न जाने कितनी चोटें मारी होंगी. संग ने भी अपनी बिखरी हस्ती की दास्तां कही होगी. पर इंसान है कि मानता ही नहीं. कहता है इसमें गुप्त ना होता तो तराशता ही.
Wow. Wonderful. Wonderful. Really, like I really always get this feel, this insight, and the kind of thoughts you have. So, so I was feeling that it is only in English, but today you have told me that you write wonderfully in Hindi also. So, it's wonderful. I'll now keep on pestering you for these things also, that recite something in Hindi also. I was not aware that you write so wonderfully in Hindi too. Wonderful. Anything else which you remember in Hindi? Anything?
It was routine with me. I
Okay.
kept on doing something here or there,
Okay.
and it's not possible to remember all these things.
I can understand. I can understand. I do understand that. But you at least remember it. And this, if you ask me, like I always forget, and I always wonder that how these
There
poets
was
and
which kept on motivating me all the time, and that I heard long ago. स्वयं विधाता होके मानव अंतर में विश्वास जगा चलो न मिटते पद चिन्हों पर अपने रास्ते आप बनाओ. You are the
very,
maker of your life.
very true. Very true. Very true. All right. So let us talk about this particular book of yours, which is available on Amazon now. So the title, The Pole Star, what does it signify?
Uh, Polestar, whenever any ship is in deep sea and they don't find a way out and there was no compass with them, they used to look towards the pole star and they used to say, this is the north of the direction. And they get the direction how to come out of the sea. In life also, there is a turmoil and there are events when you are directionless, what to do, where to go. In every situation, you get a personality, an idea, a motivating phase, anything of that sort, which guides you how to move out of this situation. What's the right way out? That's like a ray of hope. It's usually said that to illuminate darkness, you just need a ray of light. And that ray of light shows this is the way out to come out of this jungle of darkness. So this is what ray of hope stands as pole star in human beings' life also. I've discussed this in detail in my book also, in Mission also. Uh, in different phases, there are different opinions when some person acts as a pole star, when some good reading acts as a pole star. Anything that motivates you. Now there are motivational speakers who motivate you, and when you are motivated, then you gain success out of it. So that motivational speaker is the pole star for you. But in conclusion of the book, when we discuss all these, there is a message. This is from generation. I think if we discuss the book first, then we will come to why this book is as a poster for.
Right. So, like, I was reading a few pages of the book, and you were discussing this divine interference also. So, I also like believe in this thing that if you have faith and that belief that this pole star exists and there is somebody that who is always there to guide me, then really like all the things they start to turn up or shape up in on their own. So, do you also feel the same in this regard?
Definitely, definitely. Uh, in my pursuit in this book, I have discussed about three generations. And I believe that the elder generation always acts as a pollstar for the younger generation because they have acumen of life, they have practical experiences, and they know what's right and what's wrong. But in this era, when we are least concerned about our elders, and it's only the money power that's gaining our mind, or our status, our standards, our rituals, all these things are gaining. We neglect that pole star that can guide us. So that is the main core that all the three generations, the elders, they can show you the way how to come out of the jungle where you are lost and how to find a way that can impart you much more success, pride, and clarity. So elders should be properly cared for. They are the pole stars of the society.
So true. Very true. So I have the book with me here. So I was reading it. So I thought to keep it that whatever doubts or whatever I want to know, I'll definitely ask you during the show. So one like the part three, like charm and dejection. So really that attracted my attention that what charm and what dejection.
Uh, this is third part where third generation has entered in my book.
Okay.
So I narrate first two parts also in brief. There is a family that resides in village. They have one son, and family is not very well off. They are laborers residing in a thatched roof that leaks every now and then. But parents always care for the kid and provide him the best education. After getting education, he moves out of the village in search of better opportunities. And when he is in city, then his own life begins, and he has his own aims, objectives, hustle and bustle, and all those things. And there is total neglect for the village and parents. He forgets he has parents also.
Mhm.
In all that hard work, and he has a mission to earn money. He earns money. He is a rich man. But in all these days, he never contacts his parents. Then in city life, he comes in contact with a girl whom he proposes. He comes home and introduces the girl to his parents that I wish to marry her. At that time, uh, parents had some reservations because they always follow pandits. They took the birth dates, time, and went to the pandit. Pandit refused. They are not made for each other.
Oh.
And this was the turning point.
Mhm.
The boy who should have regard towards his parents, he was totally against his parents. Who are my parents to interfere in my life? This
Mhm.
is my life. When I decide that I am going to marry her, who are they to object? Who is the Pandit? I don't recognize any Pandit. Then village elders come in, say, Sunny, every problem has a solution. If Pandit has said so, let's ask him what's the solution. They go to the Pandit and they say, okay, Panditji, we value your advice, we seek solution. He tells them that this sort of yagi can be done, and they happily do it, and they are happily married. So this is the first generation.
Mhm.
They are again after their money. They go back to the city, lead happy life for number of years, and there is no contact at all. When the contact comes after say about 10 or 12 years, Abhi and Supriya are the names. Supriya talks to Abhi that we have lived together for so many years and we were in a mad race for money. Now we have enough money to purchase everything we wish to purchase, enough money to rear up our family. Do you think the charm of this money is same as that of the family marriage? I would means no words. I being in a family way. I need a baby.
So true.
On listening this, Abhi is a bit confused and he praises his wife that for so many years you never talked on this topic and today you are talking about it. But we had no reservations. We never went to any of the doctors to ask about it. We realized the problem. And they go to a doctor advises some test, and there is a small test which needs hospitalization for 1 year. And at that time, the question comes, who will look after whom? Then they are reminded of their parents. They send a message, and parents think that he has remembered that we are old now, and he is going to serve us for the rest of our life, and that is why our son has born. This was the dilemma.
I can understand that, like, generation gap and the the difference in thinking, and like it's still there, and I guess that it's always going to be there, that no two generations, they understand each other's point of view. So now I have, like, from this talk I've understood what self realization and mission of life in the book is, and I'm really going to read it in detail, and then I'll get back to you on about the content and everything, that what did I learn from this book. And like, okay, we have talked about, like, your inspiration, your journey, and this book, which is I can understand this thing, that this book must be your dream project, and it is a kind of accomplishment for the whole family. Now let us discuss something else, like, Dr. Rajesh Lakhanpal, before becoming doctor, if I talk about Rajesh, so what kind of person was he, like, in college, and like during your career when you were pursuing it in the beginning, means at the start of your career?
In my
Restless kind of a you, a young boy, or like a very patient? What kind of boy were you?
yes, I was always attracted towards art. And while I was a
Mhm.
student also, I tried to portray some things. I used to sketch. I opted for painting. Tried my hand out in different things, different projects, and then hobbies keep on changing. Sometimes listening to something that gives you prayer, sometimes songs. All these were part of my life also. I was a good player of badminton.
Mhm.
I had court in my own home. We used to enjoy the game daily night and good friendship circle also. We used
Mhm.
to enjoy. But all these achievements or all these players, I maintained my interests in different forms. And one of them was gardening also. I had a fancy towards gardening. Even now, I have around 700, 800 pots with different varieties, and I look to them daily. That gives me pleasure, and I enjoy all those things.
It's like very important. I know, like whatever education we receive, whatever career we build, but if we are not like the soul is not satisfied, then all those things they make no sense. And
Uh,
it's very good that you, when you were passionate about gardening, you were still, I know, pursuing
yes,
this dream of yours.
all these hobbies, and this book contains the stories which I have personally heard from number of persons in different contexts, and I have given them a shape in this book, in these three generations
Mhm.
also. That way you deal, your next generation will deal similarly with you also. When the son of Abhi is there, and his name is Harry, and uh, he gets free money. He is not supposed to exert a lot because his parents are rich. And
Mhm.
when there is no labor and you get all the comforts, all the facilities, he is attracted towards being intoxicated person. And here I have taken a concept that your reputation travels much faster than the X you do. And when he comes in contact with the girl whom he wishes to propose, at that time, the parents of the girl knew that this person is not a right person for their girl,
Mhm.
as he is addict, while he was a totally changed person. So
Mhm.
reputation travels much faster than things do. And in this
Right.
time also, Harry kept on doing things. They married. Kavita was there is a different story how the marriage was celebrated and how the things.
Mhm.
Then
Okay, this disturbance, I can understand this happens during live interactions. This is not something new to me. I understand that. Don't worry about that.
after marriage they go on a honeymoon tour.
Mhm.
And when they return from there, their parents decide to say that whatsoever we wish to impart you, we have done. Now it's for you to know the value of money, but they have never tasted any hard work. So every aspect they took up that was a failure. And in those failures, the Harry said, my worst part is that after my marriage, Kavita brought bad luck to me. And she is at the
Okay.
root cause. My parents were proposing different girls,
Hmm.
and he kept on teasing Kavita for such things.
Hmm,
I
hmm, hmm.
said, okay, Harry, I never expected this from you. If you have made up your mind like that, there was a time when I thought of rejecting or leaving this world, but today I say to you, I will take no such step. Both of us will take different turns from today. We'll start rising our letters. And I assure you, very soon I will be at the top while you will be at the first level. because
No, I'm very sure about this thing. I've got no doubts in this thing that there will be like many life lessons in this book. All right. So let us like move towards some questions just for fun. I wanted to know more about the fun side of Dr. Rajesh Lakhanpal. So just like this, some simple questions. Try to give the answers rapidly, right? So
okay,
quick thinking and then very simple like question, nothing very complicated. So if you could like buy any type of food right now, so what would that be? A food right now.
I am fond of pani puri.
Pani puri. Okay. Right, right, right. So, okay, so it means like you suggest, you always suggest that don't go for like very like, junk food, and you are a fan of pani puri.
Yes, it's one of the best appetizers, and you get many
True,
flavors.
true, true. Very true. So, like, who's your favorite hero,
Well,
actor?
I watched movies in my college days. And
Mhm.
will you believe my last movie I saw in theater was Hum Aapke Hain Kaun.
Okay, after that, no movie you saw.
Movie in theater,
That was way back.
way back.
I think 1994 or
I
95.
always like Amitabh Bachchan.
Okay, Amitabh Bachchan, right. And favorite actress?
In my last movie, it was Madhuri.
Okay. So another fan of Madhuri I'm meeting. Okay. Even I like Madhuri a lot. So, like, if a movie was to be made on your life, who would play you?
Who would play me?
Yes, who would play your role in that movie?
Given an opportunity to myself, I will try my best
Okay.
to do justice with it.
No, wonderful, wonderful. Yes, you should be getting the opportunity.
In my
Hmm.
college days, I used to participate in dramas and
Okay.
in debate, declamation, and
Okay.
there was a school of dramas in Amritsar, like
Hmm.
Sharan Singh.
Hmm.
He's a very well Punjabi, known Punjabi writer. And the last play I did was from his writings, and I still remember the name. It was Sade Tin Lattan Wala Meej.
Oh, wow, very interesting title. The play must be very interesting. I can guess from the title. Okay, so you are a jack of all trades. It means you have acted also on play on stage. All right. So one thing you are very afraid of. Anything.
Uh, Depression. Negative.
Depression. Hmm. Yes. All right. Hmm. So one word for Alka ma'am.
Superb.
Superb. All right. So three words for Dr. Rajesh Lakhanpal. Three words.
Blessed personality.
Hmm. Two more words.
My father gave me a mission on his last day of his life. He wrote a poem, and in that poem was, "Who says the sands of life are almost dry? Arise, awake, be up and doing. Best is yet to be. Look to the well-knit eternity."
Superb. Superb.
And this was
Wonderful.
the last poem he wrote on while he was on his deathbed and
And
handed
you have
over.
mentioned it in your book also. I know I read these lines. Wonderful, wonderful. So it's Independence Day today. So one word for India.
Much more is yet to be achieved. We are not fully independent yet.
Hmm.
We have to be independent in all respects so that we achieve our status to be of world gurus. India was the one in my the time when my Mundan ceremony was staged. My home had two maps of India, and there it was written. One was undivided India, and that was Aryabharat,
Hmm.
where all the nations, right from Bangladesh, Pakistan, Afghanistan, they were part of India. and above that, it was written, "Come from India." And on the second map was present India, or kya ho gaya. And in between, there were two couplets from Manu Samriti. I still remember them. And they are very
Okay.
good life
Yes,
openers.
please go ahead.
Name Sateno Janpade na Kadaryo Namadya. Nana Hitagni na Swari Swari. In India, there is nobody who drinks or who is intoxicated. Not to talk of these things, there is not an iota of thoughts of fire that can do harm to anybody who is Indian. We are all devas.
Amazing.
Hmm. Second was एतद् देशस्य प्रसूतस्य सकाशात् अग्रजन्मन् स्वं स्वं चरित्रं शिक्षेरन् पृथ्व्यां सर्वमान्. Anybody, the tiniest person, the most low-lying person born in this nation, people used to match their character with the character of that person, and they used to judge where we stand in this world. That was what India was, and what I wish India would be. That would be total independence in my dreams.
Great. Really, like this was always my dream to have a detailed discussion with you over certain topics. You are like, if I talk about this town, then you are one of those people who I like respect a lot and have a kind of
That
like
was
always like I'm eager to learn something from you, and I was never getting time to like come to you, sit with you, question you over something and receive the answer. So I think I'm very thankful to this platform. That is why I came up with this talk show, Mindfulness with Dhruv. I want to like bring people on this platform, those who have inspired me personally. And you are one of those people who like while living in a small town like Mukeria, still like you are pursuing all kind of dreams, guiding the young generations, even the old generations also. And you always have a very like neutral uh, point of view on everything. So this is something wonderful, and we people like me always, you know, seek some kind of guidance from this kind of a person. I'm very thankful to you that you accepted my invitation to come to Mindfulness with Dhruv.
it's my prayer, and I have a message for you.
Yes,
And
please.
in this book also, the concluding lines, after all, that it's duty of each and every individual to be pole star in his or her own capacity. And I wish you will be pole star for many incoming times. So nice of you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very
much.
much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for coming to my show. Like this is also, I'm also learning something, and I just want this assurance from you that whenever I need some kind of guidance, and whenever you write like some other book or starting something new, then you must inform me about that. And please, always like I want to have this kind of discussions with you.
My pleasure. Always a matter of honor for me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank
So,
you.
viewers, in Mindfulness with Dhruv, today it was Dr. Rajesh Lakhanpal, and this is the Trailblazers series. And I promise you to bring many more inspiring people on this show. Like every month, I'll try, and those who do something for the society, like give back to the society, without even like accepting this fact that they are doing something. And like these are the people whom we really need, and the young generations really seek some kind of guidance from them. So I promise you to meet you again in the next episode with some like other trailblazer. And before leaving, I just want to tell you that the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So keep on dreaming, keep on inspiring. Thank you so much once again. Happy Independence Day to all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.